Arjun was known in the village as the boy with downcast eyes. He was small for his age, thin and weak. The other boys teased him mercilessly. They called him names like Little Mouse and Frail Reed. They tripped him in the dirt and stole his meager lunch. Arjun bore it all with silent resignation. He felt powerless to change his fate. He spent his days helping his mother in the fields. The sun beat down on his back as he toiled. He dreamed of a life beyond the endless rows of crops. He longed for adventure and respect. But these remained just distant dreams. He was trapped in a cycle of poverty and ridicule. One evening, Arjun sat alone by the river. He watched the water flow by, carrying his hopes and dreams downstream. Tears streamed down his face. Why was life so unfair? Why was he cursed with such weakness? He felt a hand on his shoulder and looked up. A traveling monk stood before him, his eyes twinkling with wisdom and compassion. The monk sat beside Arjun and listened patiently to his woes. When he had finished, the monk smiled. "My son," he said, "you are not defined by your circumstances. You have the power within you to change your destiny." Arjun looked at him with disbelief. "But how?" he stammered. "I am weak and afraid." The monk's voice was firm. "Fear is a liar. It tells you that you are small when you are capable of greatness. It tells you that you are weak when you possess untold strength. You must look inside yourself, Arjun. Find the fire that burns within. Fan it into a blaze that will consume your doubts and fears." Arjun was taken aback by the monk's conviction. He had never thought of himself as possessing any sort of inner fire. He was used to the embers of his spirit being doused by the constant ridicule of others. But the monk's words sparked something within him. A flicker of hope ignited in his chest. "What must I do?" Arjun asked, his voice barely a whisper. The monk smiled again. "Seek out the village elder, old man Rishi. He will guide you." And with that, the monk rose and continued on his journey, leaving Arjun staring after him, a newfound determination burning in his eyes. Arjun found old man Rishi meditating under a banyan tree. He told the elder about his encounter with the monk. Rishi listened intently, his eyes closed. When Arjun finished, Rishi nodded slowly. "The monk spoke the truth," he said. "You have potential, Arjun. But potential is like unmolded clay. It must be shaped and fired to become something strong and beautiful." And so began Arjun's transformation. Rishi became his mentor, guiding him on a journey of self-discovery. He taught Arjun the importance of discipline and perseverance. Each morning before sunrise, Arjun would train his body. He ran through the forest, his lungs burning. He lifted heavy stones, his muscles screaming. He practiced ancient martial arts, his movements becoming fluid and powerful. But Rishi knew that true strength lay not just in the body, but also in the mind. He taught Arjun about history, philosophy, and strategy. He taught him to observe the world around him, to see the interconnectedness of all things. He taught him the importance of compassion, wisdom, and courage. Weeks turned into months. Slowly but surely, Arjun began to change. His body, once frail and weak, became lean and muscled. His movements, once hesitant and awkward, became graceful and powerful. He no longer walked with his head down, but met the gazes of others with newfound confidence. The other villagers noticed the change in Arjun. At first, they were skeptical. They had known him as the weakling, the target of their jokes. But as they witnessed his dedication and his growing strength, their skepticism turned to admiration. They began to greet him with respect, their eyes widening in awe as he effortlessly lifted heavy sacks of grain. Arjun no longer flinched when the village bullies approached him. He met their taunts with a calm gaze, his silence speaking volumes. Their words no longer had the power to wound him. He had found his strength, not just in his muscles, but in his spirit. He knew his own worth. The whispers started. "Have you seen Arjun? He's like a different person. He carries himself with such confidence now. They say he trains with old man Rishi every day." Arjun had become an enigma, a source of fascination and quiet inspiration.